Today I'm going to share a unique playbook for how to reduce stress and risk by using a proven cash flow system. If you're stressing out, trying, and let's face it, failing to manage the money that comes into your small business, we're going to solve all those problems today using a simple but transformative system. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 steps necessary to implement Small Business Advisor Group's cash flow playbook. Using this playbook will give you better optics into the flow of your money and give you control so you can leverage it for even greater growth. This system isn't just about money. It's about control, clarity, and long-term wealth creation. Now, take a deep breath, hold it, and exhale. No, this is not an accounting class. I am not an accountant, and although I respect them in their craft, I never want to be one or even play one on TV. So now you can relax and maybe take some notes. By the way, I'm Tommy G at Small Business Advisor Group. We help small businesses like yours optimize for revenue and profit. So if I can help you with any of this, just book in a call with me. There's a link to my calendar in the description. All right, let's dive in. When you start using our playbook, here's what you're going to get. Peace of mind, knowing you have enough money to operate. Crystal clear knowledge about what money is yours and what money the business needs in order to grow and make you even more money. Tax money, set aside so you're never taken out by a surprise tax bill. Investment money, set aside so you can take advantage of investment opportunities when they happen to arise. Here's the problem it solves. Small business owners, we are great at making money, but struggle to manage it. Poor cash flow management leads to surprise tax bills, payroll panic, no personal savings, and no emergency fund. The solution: use 5 checking accounts to save money, make money, and protect your cash flow. Most of us small business owners are great at making money, but terrible, and I mean terrible, at managing that money. What I mean is we can go out and trade value for dollars, but when those dollars actually hit our checking accounts, we might as well be storing them in a leaky bucket. If you have ever used your business account to make a personal purchase, you are the business owner that I'm talking to. I mean no judgment. I used to blur the lines between my personal accounts and my business accounts because I really felt like I was the business, and so why can't I just take a little bit of the business cash and put it towards a personal item? Those days are over. You must professionalize your operation. Even if you got the separation of your business and personal accounts down, you've likely been surprised by a tax bill or you've had payrolls sneak up on you. Whether you're running a solo operation or have 100 employees and are bringing in millions in earnings, running your business using Small Business Advisor Group's cash flow playbook is going to change your life, and I literally mean that. You shouldn't wonder how much money you make and how much money you really have. You shouldn't worry about whether or not you're going to be able to pay taxes or make payroll. Your business should be making you enough money that you can turn around and invest some of that money so you can build wealth. The system looks like this, and these accounts flow in and out of each other. The 5 checking accounts that you want to use to run your small business are: number 1, the operating expense account. Number 2, the owner's personal account. Number 3, the tax account. Number 4, the business profit account. And number 5, the investment holding account. These are the 5 accounts that you need. The key here is to be able to log onto your online banking portal and see 5 accounts that are named exactly what these accounts are named. This is very important because not only is it a business checking account system, but it's also a psychological exercise. The idea is to name these accounts by these names in order for you to understand the different buckets that your money flows in and out of, because sometimes you need to psychologically separate yourself from those dollars. And sometimes you need to psychologically be able to say, okay, these are the dollars that I get to spend personally. That's a big part of it. let's look at how these 5 accounts work with each other. The first account is our operating expense account. This is your business account. All money flows into this account. When a customer pays an invoice, the money flows into this account. When you sell something online in your e-commerce store, the money flows into this account. All bills get paid out of this account. Every single bill that you pay comes out of this account, except for one, and that is your tax bill. That's going to come out of the tax account. The most important thing you have to understand is this is the main account where all the traffic happens. 90% at least of the traffic of bills being paid and invoices coming in come in and out of the operating expense account. The next thing you have to do is automate a salary for yourself as the owner, and you're going to automate that coming out of the operating expense account and into the owner's personal account. This is your money. You're going to pay yourself just like you would pay an employee, so whatever that is. If you're taking $60,000 a year, a small amount out of the company, you're going to pay yourself $2,500 every 2 weeks. That money goes into the owner's personal account, and you need to live off that money. That's the first big idea of the cash flow playbook, is that you pay yourself a salary and that you personally live off of a budget. Now, if your company starts to make a lot of money, that's great. You can give yourself a raise, going from $2,500 every 2 weeks to $5,000 every 2 weeks. And now you're making $120,000 off your own company. But the idea here is that your mortgage, your insurance, kids' college fund, your personal savings account, the vacation, all that is paid out of the owner's personal account. Now, don't worry, that's not the only money that I'm going to let you have. But if you live off a budget and you understand psychologically what the difference is between your money and the business's money, you're going to be a lot better off. Here's the key that you want to understand. The business exists to make you money, right? The business exists to pay all the salaries, to make all the team members money, and to make you money. However, the business is hungry. The business eats cash. The business wants cash. And if you starve the business, it cannot turn around and provide salaries for your entire team or a salary for you. So every time you're tempted to go in and take money out of the business and make it your own, you're starving the machine that is designed to make money for everybody, and you don't want to starve that machine. You want to grow that machine. You want to grow that machine because if you grow that machine, you get to keep giving yourself raises year after year, plus more, and I'll get into that later. So just psychologically know that the operating expense account that is going to transfer a salary to you in the owner's personal account. Those are the first two things. The next thing you have to remember is after you've paid yourself into the owner's personal account, whatever you pay yourself, you've got to duplicate in taxes. You don't pay taxes on anything that is a business expense. Even the salaries that you pay, you don't pay taxes on, except for your personal salary. So anything that you transfer, that $2,500 every 2 weeks, that's going into your owner's personal account, has to be matched in your tax account. You're going to do a 50-50 split on all profit with yourself and the taxes. If you aren't ready to pay a tax bill, it can take down your entire company. I have heard this more than anything else when it comes to crashing the airplane as it relates to the finance side of small business. What I hear is, we got surprised by a tax bill. And anymore, the IRS and especially tax agencies will freeze your accounts. So they can freeze your operating expense account until you put enough money in there that they can suck the money out and pay the tax bill that you owe. That shouldn't happen. And the way it's not going to happen is you're going to match every profitable dollar that the company makes, and I'll teach you how to do that in a second, between your tax bill and your personal account, and also your business profit account that we'll get into in a second. All you have to remember is that if $2,500 goes into my owner's personal account, $2,500 needs to go into my tax account. It's a 50-50 split. What's going to happen, though, is you're going to have all sorts of little side taxes. There might be estate taxes, there might be metro taxes, etc. So the next account you want to remember is your business profit account. Now, your business profit account, when you look at your 5 checking accounts, your business profit account is going to be the largest. It's going to have the largest amount of money in it. You may be saying, wait a second, Tommy, isn't it the operating expense account that's supposed to have the largest money in it because everything's coming in and coming out? It's not. What you want in your operating expense account is enough money to manage 1 month. 1 month. So let's say, for example, that my expenses total $20,000 every month when you include payroll, rent on the building, cost of production, all that kind of stuff. I'm a small business and I'm running about $20,000 a month. What I want is $20,000 always in the operating expense account. However, anything over $20,000, let's say I check the account one day and there's $30,000 in the operating expense account. What I want to do is take the excess $10,000. I'm going to have a high water mark on that operating expense account, and that's $20,000. Anything over that gets split between the business profit account and the tax account. So if it's at $30,000, I'm going to take $5,000 and put it into the business profit account. Then I'm going to take $5,000 and I'm going to put it in the tax account. What this does, it allows you as the business owner to get a feel for how the machine is operating by looking at an actual dashboard. So when you're in a situation where you have extra money in the operating expense account, go ahead and put some of that money into the business profit account and then some of that money into the tax account. Get it out of the operating expense account. There are some really good reasons that you want to move money out of the operating expense account and into the business profit account. The first is money tends to be spent when it's sitting in the operating expense account. So you want to get it out into the business profit account. Because it's a separate account, you're going to psychologically know that's money you don't want to touch. You don't want to go into the business profit account and spend that money. Now, the other thing that the business profit account does for you is it's a rainy day fund. It's a safety net. Now you want 6 months worth of overhead sitting in your business profit account. So if we're at $20,000 in our operating expense account, and that's our high threshold mark, that's where we're safe and we can make payroll, you can pay bills. If we always just keep it at $20,000, then we actually want $120,000 in the business profit account. 6 times operating expense high mark sits in the business profit account. Now, some of you, it's going to take you a few months to get there. Others will get there quickly. That money is the extra fuel tank in your business so that you can circle the airport if you get hit with a global pandemic, if you get hit with a recession, if your main salesperson leaves, if a product is defunct and it's recalled, etc. You're going to get hit. You want your business profit to allow you to slow down, make really good decisions, and keep the plane from crashing. You've got enough on hand to cover your overhead for 6 full months without bringing in a single dollar. That's pretty great. Now, when your business profit hits that 6 times mark, you're going to have overages on top of that. So your high water marks, let's say $120,000. Anything over that flows into your investment holding account. This is your 5th and final account. This is the one that you should feel amazing about. Any money that flows out of your business profit account into your investment holding account, and that money goes back to you personally as the owner. This is the money that you get to do what you want with. Now, the reason I don't put the excess money back into your owner's personal account is because psychologically, I want you to just wait a second. Any money that goes into here is money that you can either spend on a boat, a new car, vacation with your girlfriends, whatever you want to do. That can happen with your investment holding account. However, we call it your investment holding to remind you of something that's true, and that is, if you invested the money that your business makes, those investments will make you money, and they'll continue to make you money without you having to work. That is how people build wealth. They don't build wealth by working hard. They build wealth by working hard, taking the money that they make by working hard and using financial products to make them money while they sleep. So you have a lot of choices. You can lend that money to the government by using U.S. Treasury bills and notes. You can use FDIC insured money market accounts, CDs. You can buy property. You can put together a diversified portfolio. There are all sorts of financial products you can use. This is critical if you want to use your company to build wealth. Put the money in your investment holding account and look for sound investment opportunities. Psychologically, just know your investment holding account is also your money, and it's the money that the business made for you to go invest. What this does, if we look at all 5 checking accounts, is awesome in terms of the psychology of the 5 checking accounts. I know that the operating expense account money belongs to the business. I know that my money is in the owner's personal account. That's what I get to spend. I know that money in the tax account belongs to the government. Business profit account is my rainy day fund, and the investment holding account is money that I get to go invest in order to make more money without having to work. All with just 5 accounts. And the great thing about this is, if you are a creative, visionary, action-oriented person, not a numbers cruncher, understand your profit loss statement, but you don't really understand how it helps you make good decisions, this is brilliant because you can go online to your online banking portal and you can see exactly where the business is at any moment. You can see exactly how much is in your operating account. You can see exactly how much is in your business profits so that you know whether you're safe. You will see exactly what's in your investment holdings account so you know how much money you have to invest. All of your financial peace of mind can come to you just looking at one banking portal. It's also going to teach you how money works. And it's amazing how a lot of us know how to make money, but we don't actually understand how money works. It's going to teach you how money works. When you use Small Business Advisor Group's cash flow playbook, here's what you're going to get. Peace of mind, knowing you have enough money to operate your small business. Crystal clear knowledge about what money is yours and what money the business needs in order to grow and make you even more money. Tax money set aside so you are never taken out by a surprise tax bill. Investment money set aside so you can take advantage of investment opportunities when they happen to arise. All of those things are given to you when you open 5 checking accounts. Head down to the bank or log in and set up or rename your 5 accounts. When you use Small Business Advisor Group's cash flow playbook, you're going to have much better optics into the flow of your money your small business is creating. You're also going to be able to manage that money better, also leverage it for even greater growth and the creation of personal wealth. This is exactly how you upgrade from the role of an operator to an owner. We help small businesses like yours optimize for revenue and profit. There's a link to my calendar in the description. So if I can help you with any of this, just book in a call with me. Take action today, stay focused, and remember, you got this.